All right, guys, we are 1 minute away to getting started. Thank you everyone for joining. Just a little background on me. I am Nick Corso, the Discord manager for VeeFriends. I've been involved with VeeFriends since the beginning. I've didn't really have any prior experience with community management, and they believed in me after a couple months of moderating, and now I'm in this position helping you guys out. So I'm very blessed to help you guys. We will have Tyler moderating the chat. His name is Tyler in the chat, and it says VeeFriends staff. So he'll be moderating, answering any questions that you guys may have. You can always throw them in the chat. And then at the end of this session, we will have a Q&A, and I'll answer as many questions as I can. If I don't really answer, Tyler might chime in and help out. But it is noon, so we'll go ahead and get started. I'm going to share my screen. And if you guys can't see it, just let me know in the chat. If you can see it, you can also let me know. I'm going to share my screen now. Let me just. All right. Let me pull up the chat as well, this way I can see you guys over here. It's okay. You can see it. Awesome. All right. So Tyler will share these links with you guys, but I will show you them as well. So right here, Road to Series 2. This is the blog post that we posted. You can find this on the Twitter. Tyler's going to post it in the chat as well. And this has all the links that you'll need if you want to go back and watch this and find the schedule. So you can click here for the schedule, which is right here. Next week, it looks like we will be doing the same setup. And then here is the resources. So this is a PowerPoint that I'll be going through. You can also have this open if you'd like. Tyler just posted the blog post in the chat. But yeah, let's get started. Let me move this over here too. So today we're going to be going over how to buy your first NFT. It's pretty exciting. My first NFT when I bought it was so cool. But let's get into it. So we'll start off with what is an NFT. So NFT stands for non-fungible token. And an NFT is a digital asset. They're all unique, and they have various different utilities or reasons they're there. Like they're in different industries. For example, some are just digital art. Some are virtual real estate. There was like a virtual, like they virtually sold it on the blockchain in, I think it was like Tampa or somewhere in Florida. You might have seen it on the news recently. It was pretty cool. Zion in chat said music, exactly. There's also collectibles. There's certain NFTs that are used for games. So they have a lot of different uses, and you'll see them in a lot of different industries, and there's still more industries getting involved into NFTs today. As I did say, they are on the blockchain, so they're transferable. They are unique. You can show that you do own it because it is on the blockchain. So it's a very cool way to have an asset. And in order to buy an NFT, you will need a crypto wallet. And you might ask, what is a crypto wallet? So crypto wallet is pretty much like a virtual wallet. And this is where you will have your crypto and use it. And it's like a digital wallet. I don't have my wallet with me, but it's a digital wallet. So it's online. There's two different types of wallets, but we'll get to that in a second. So when you're making a wallet, there's going to be a secret phrase. It used to be called seed phrase. So if I ever say seed phrase, I'm referring to the secret phrase. I'm just so used to saying seed phrase. But secret phrase is the term they use now. And this secret phrase is like your social security number, your bank PIN, anything that's really valuable. You don't share these, you don't share this with anyone. So like you would never share your social security with anyone. You'll never have to share your seed phrase or secret phrase with anyone. And there are two different types of wallets. There's the software wallets and the hardware wallets. And the software wallets are, we call them hot wallets because they're online. And the cold wallets, the hardware wallets, we call cold wallets because they are offline. So we'll start with popular software wallets. So the main one that everyone uses is Metamask. And just a little background on the software wallets, they're directly connected to the internet. So this is the way everyone will start. I still have my Metamask and I use it. but the hardware wallet is something we would use for storage and to keep things secure. So the main wallet that most people use is Metamask. Metamask is a Chrome extension that you can use to buy, sell, transfer NFTs. It's pretty awesome. It works well. There's I forget how many users there are. There's a lot of users. It's the main wallet everybody uses. But you can also do your research if you want to use a different wallet. So there's Coinbase Wallet, Wallet Connect, Rainbow Trust Wallet. You can do your research to see which one might work for you best. But MetaMask is the most used and the one that all my colleagues use. And then onto the popular hardware wallets. So hardware wallets, they have a longer one of those secret phrases. So the regular secret phrase is only 12 words, but the hardware wallet ones are 24 words. So it's more encrypted, and it's not directly connected to the internet. It's only when you connect it. So it's like a little USB. I don't have mine with me, but it's like a USB device, and you have to connect it to your computer in order for it to in order for you to be able to use it. So it's very secure. The two main ones are Ledger and Trezor. My colleagues use both. I use the Ledger. They're very secure. It's definitely something you'd want to invest in. It's not an expensive investment, and it'll definitely keep your assets safe, whether it's an NFT or just crypto. And then comes the question, is this mobile friendly or is it desktop only? So most websites for NFTs are mobile friendly. You can have MetaMask on your mobile, but we do recommend the desktop because it is more secure. It's easier to navigate, but the mobile is more convenient. So if you do have access to like a laptop or a computer, I think that would I don't think it that is the the better way to navigate and buy and sell NFTs in the whole 9 yards. And now we'll get into the setting up of the crypto wallet. So I will play this video. Please let me know if you can hear it in the chat when we start. And this will walk you through the whole process of how to set it up. My colleague Joe made this video. I think he made all the videos. We have around 4 or 5 videos in here. We're only going to watch this one to entirety. The other ones we'll kind of skip through. But yeah, if you can't hear it, please let me know.
Download and add
the
MetaMask wallet extension to our Google Chrome browser. We're going to use MetaMask because it's the most widely used wallet. There's other wallets available, but for our demonstration purposes, MetaMask is what we chose. So the first thing we're going to do is go to metamask.io, which is the website that you can download the extension. Always double check the URL whenever you're downloading or connecting your wallet to any site. We're very early into Web 3.0, and one of the exploits that people use is creating a site that looks almost identical to a site that you're trying to go to, and then being able to exploit you that way. So make sure it's the correct URL, the correct .io, not .com or .org in circumstances. So we're at metamask.io, which is proper. And we're going to go to the top right, and we're going to hit download. You can see the supported browsers, Chrome, Firefox, Brave, and Edge. We're going with the most user-friendly in my experience, which is going to be Chrome. You can see that on the top, it is already prompted us to use Chrome. There's a tab for iOS and Android. But once again, we're going to go with the easiest, which is going to be Chrome on our desktop. They do have mobile, but it is it's less buggy and it's a much easier experience with desktop and Chrome. So that's what we're suggesting here. So it's going to say install MetaMask for Chrome. And it's going to bring us to the Chrome Web Store. And we want to add to Chrome. And we want to make sure it's the correct one, which it is. And you'll see a video on the bottom from the MetaMask team, and we always suggest getting as much information as possible. And add the extension. So we can navigate away from the Chrome store, see the extensions tab, and we want to actually add it to the top bar. So we'll click that and then pin it, and now you can see the cute little fox on the top right there. So once we click there, we want to open up the Metamask site, and you'll be able to see that we go to Metamask and that we can get started. But first, check out that the fox will follow our mouse. So get started. And here you have two options. We're going to use yes, let's get set up. That's for someone with no wallet or anything like that. The other option, no, I already have a secret recovery phrase, is if you've already set up a wallet, which for our purposes, you have not. So let's get set up. Help us improve MetaMask. I would read through this, do your own research. It's not going to be giving your information, exposing you in any way. So I clicked agree, but check it out and read it yourself. We'll create a password. And with this password, I want you to write it down on a piece of paper. I don't like to keep my passwords or recovery phrase on my computer. We'll get to that in the security section, but let's click that and move forward. So now that we have this password, we're going to go to secure your wallet here. So let's take a little bit of time to talk about what a secret recovery phrase is. It's a 12-word phrase that is your master key to your wallet and your funds. So I can't stress how important the secret recovery phrase is. Everyone wants it. Every scammer is going to be trying to get it. You might hear seed phrase. It was called seed phrase before secret recovery phrase, but it's basically the same terminology. So you're going to be writing this down on a piece of paper, not keeping it on your computer because it can get exploited. And I'd write it on a couple of pieces of paper and put it in a couple of different places. And then you would want to watch this video and read the information on this little tab. But I want to stress how important it is. It's your bank information. It's your social security number. It's if they have access to your wallet and your seed recovery phrase, they have access to everything in your wallet and all your NFTs, all your funds, and hopefully all your NFTs are going to be valuable and precious to you. So we want to make sure that you're as safe as possible. And let's hit next. So secret recovery phrase, once we click here, for our purposes, we'll show it because this is just kind of a test. But once we click this, it shows you the 12 words, the holy grail of your password. So make sure you write this down on a piece of paper a couple of times exactly in the order that it is. If you lose this, you lose everything. And if you give this up, you give up everything. So I'm hoping that I am stressing this enough for you. We want to write this stuff down. We're going to need that. But some tips on the right. Store this phrase in a password manager. Like I would not do that. Write this on a piece of paper. I would do that. Memorize this phrase. I have people that memorize it. Just be careful. If you memorize it, you might be quick to use it. So you always you want your brain to always know if someone asks for that, you want everything to come to a screeching halt. But here, let's confirm that exactly how we saw it on the page before. And I'll take this time to continually stress how important the secret recovery phrase is. So, always make sure that you're keeping it safe, please. We will talk about it in security, but pretty much no one will ever ask you for your secret recovery phrase. A website will not ask you. So if any website does, even if it's Firefox, there's potentially an exploit there. Everything should come to a complete halt in your mind, and you will want to reset and make sure everything is safe. Never give it up. So congratulations. You've downloaded and added the extension to Google Chrome. You've done it. You now have a wallet, and we're very, very proud. So read through all the information, and we want to click I'm done here, and then we'll go check out the wallet a little bit. So It's just saying what's new. They're talking a little bit about where transactions are easier to read. But in your wallet, you're basically going to be looking at your options here: buy, send, swap. Those are all going to be like kind of third-party, things. But the most important, I would say, is under account one is going to be your public wallet address, which you're going to be giving that to people that you want to send money to, or if they want to send you something. It's not a secret or anything like that. You can give that out pretty regularly, and it's not a problem. But let's go to buy. You can deposit ETH through here. Like I said, these are third-party apps, so we'll go over that a little bit. But send, you would put in, if you wanted to send money to somebody like me, you could put my wallet address in there. And then if you want to swap ETH for a different token, you can as well there. So those are basically the pretty standard options for your wallet. On the bottom there, it says assets and activity. So assets, when you get something, you'll see it. And then activity, it'll show you that as well. We'll go over that more a little bit later. And then you can see, you can create a new wallet. You can set up your hardware wallet. And there's different networks. All things we'll go over. But I do want to stress how lovely it's been setting up the wallet with you.
All right. So hopefully you guys were able to set up your wallet. If not, we will have this all linked for you guys so you can go back and watch it.
Today we're going to learn how to download.
It's going to play again. There you go. So it did show two options to buy Ethereum through Metamask. Now it's not directly through Metamask, those are third parties. But we also recommend you can set up an exchange account. The most used one is Coinbase. I think I'm pretty sure all my colleagues use Coinbase. I'm not 100% sure on that, but that's the one that we're going to show how to make. Now there are other options. So there's Binance, Gemini, and PayPal. But please do your research before you make an account on any of these. We will show you Coinbase on how to buy your Ethereum through there. And we're not going to watch the rest of the videos, but I'll kind of go through them a little bit just to show you the important stuff. But please go back and watch it if you need to. It is all linked.
Hello.
So with Coinbase, this is a website. It's coinbase.com. I believe if we go to here, you'll have to put your first and last name. That's step one of making your account. You'll link a phone number. And then right here, as you can see, you have to put all the information in, what you're using it for, employment status, last four of your social, and then how much you make. So it makes you go through this process. And once you get to here, you can see there's 3 levels of getting verified in order to lift certain limits on your account. So the level 1 would be verifying your phone number, and then you'd have to verify your personal information for level 2. And level 3 would be to verify your photo ID. And this would allow you to then send and receive crypto. As you can see here on the right, these are the account limits, either per day, for example, here, or per week. And of course, these limits can change when you verify more. So once you get to the level 3, you can then send and receive crypto. And I think that's it from this video. I think there's maybe one more. Right here. So with this is kind of like a chart. We'll see it again in like a couple slides, but this chart kind of shows how long certain transfers will take. So for example, PayPal is going to be instant, but it's best for small investments or even cash outs. And then something like a bank account transfer is something for large and small investments, but it takes 3 to 5 days. So sometimes in the crypto world, you want to buy something because maybe Ethereum's low. So if Ethereum's low and you want to buy it, if you want to buy it, it might take some time to transfer your money. So you might want to do one of the more instant ones as well. And then on to the next video. So this is going to be how to add your Ethereum into the crypto wallet. So this wallet will start, or this video will start with the Coinbase account. The first video showed how to make the Coinbase account. So it'll start here. As you can see up top, there is a buy/sell, and there's a send and receive. So the first thing you'll do is click the buy and sell. He'll walk you through here. So you'll click buy, and you'll type how much money in Ethereum you want. So you'll change it to Ethereum down here, and you will type the amount in USD or whatever your local currency is. You'll type in the amount you want to buy in Ethereum. And once you buy it, there is going to be like a Coinbase fee. That's just their standard fee. I'm not sure what the exact number is, but for this purchase, it's $1.25. And then once we get to where we're sending it, so he opened up, Joe made all these videos. He opened up his Metamask Chrome extension, which you'll see at the top right when you'll see the little Metamask Fox. And right here, he's going to copy his public wallet address. He talked about that wallet address in the video when we set up the MetaMask. And this is, like he said, you could share it. You don't have to, but this you'll need if you're going to transfer money to your MetaMask. So you'll click on that to copy it. And then you'll click the send and receive. You'll click send all. And as you can see, it doesn't show the full amount because of the fee. You'll click Ethereum, and then right here where it says to, you'll paste your wallet address in there. And then when we get to it, it will show that there's going to be a fee. Joe right here, he double checks that it starts with the same 5 and ends with the same 4, just to make sure that it's the right wallet address. You always want to double check, because I have friends who've accidentally sent a lot of money to the wrong wallet because they didn't double check. Like one thing was off. So you definitely want to double check that. And then right when he's about to send it, there is a network fee. So the network fee is called a gas fee. And that's just something that happens on the Ethereum network. It's kind of like a transaction fee. And it changes, it fluctuates during certain times of day. It's kind of just like real gas, like it's, you always got to pay it. But eventually this hopefully will be solved, but not in the near future. Not in the next year, I don't think. So this is something you're always going to have to get used to, unfortunately. And yeah, now this is the chart again. So every exchange has its own transaction limit, and certain states it might not work in, and countries. So you'll definitely have to do your own research. This way you can be prepared to buy your first NFT. And this is, we're going to show, like I said, I'm only going to open the video for this one. But this is kind of like the eBay of NFTs. So it's called OpenC. There are some other platforms that are good as well. I think OpenC is the most used one, but you might hear platforms like Looks Rare. That's a newer one. There's Rarible. So there's many platforms out there or marketplaces out there that you can use. I would always do your research on them. You're going to hear me say do your research a lot, but a lot of this stuff, like I can tell you about it, but you always want to do your own research. Make sure you know what you're doing before you buy anything, because this is your money you're using. So this is the marketplace, like the eBay. Like I said, you can even click explore. You can go to it right now if you wanted to. I'd wait till after, but like on your free time, you could just go to OpenC.io. You don't need to connect your wallet or anything. And you can just click explore, and you can just look at what people are selling. You could sort it by what has sold recently and just kind of see what's selling. And I think he kind of shows the connection process. So you'd click this right thing, and that says my wallet. You'd click MetaMask, and then this thing will pop up. I think it'll be right here. It'll say connect with MetaMask. You click next, and it connects you to the website. And yeah. All right. So once you buy an NFT, you don't have to do that today. Of course, do your research. But when you buy an NFT, a common question is, how do I actually see my NFT? So since the NFT is stored on the blockchain, this public wallet address is kind of links you to where it is on the blockchain. So something on like OpenC, I'll just go back real quick, just to show you. What you can do is you can search you can either connect your wallet and view your collection there, or you can search your wallet address and then click on the account, and you can go right to your wallet, and you can do that on your phone. There's also other platforms you can use. It mentions Rainbow. Rainbow is the same way. You just type in your wallet address. You don't need to type in anything else. This right here, you would just paste that in, and it kind of just has like a perfect collection to show you. Like, it shows you everything beautifully. OpenC and Rainbow Wallet both do that, but please do your research on what platforms may work best for you or what you like best, because some people like Rainbow wallets, some people don't. And then how to set up a hardware wallet. We're not even going to open this video, but my amazing colleague, David, he helped. I was in the call too, but he did the most of it. He walked our Sorcerer Scholarship token winners through how to make a hardware wallet. And so the hardware wallet is something that if you're going to have any type of asset, most assets, most NFTs are going to be valuable to you. Doesn't matter what they cost. But this does show you how to set up the ledger. It can be either ledger with the hardware wallets. I didn't mention it before, but I'll mention it now. I just remembered. If you're ever buying a hardware wallet, please buy it from the manufacturer. If you buy it from something like Amazon, it could be tampered with. So if you're doing a ledger, I believe it's ledger.com. Don't quote me on it. I think we have it all linked. So, but please buy from the manufacturer itself. And Chrissy, yes, it is. This is a cold wallet. Hardware wallet, cold wallet is the same thing. Cold wallet is what I personally call it. Hardware wallet is just another thing you can call it as well. This is just a message to say there are so many scams out there, because wherever there's money, there are scammers trying to exploit people. So safety and vigilance in the Web3 space is like you should always be on high alert when you're in the NFT space. When you get more involved into NFTs, you'll be in a platform called Discord, where you'll get scam DMs all the time, and you can turn off your DMs. We try, like VeeFriends, we try to tweet about all the scams we see. We post about them in the Discord as well. If we post it in the Discord, we post it on the socials. It's back and forth. Like, we always try to post it so there's as much visual as possible. So please always be alert when you're surfing the NFT space. Here are some pictures of the scam. So I'm just going to read it word for word because it's perfect. If it's too good to be true, it's too good to be true. And you'll see things like this, where people got emails about Series 2 VeeFriends, which we'll get into what Series 2 is versus Series 1 and book games. We'll get into all the VeeFriends towards the end of the PowerPoint. But these are kind of like the scam emails that have been sent out. And then on Twitter, like, there's fake Garys commenting like just like some random reaction to someone's comment, and then they have like this link, and this link is like a fake minting for a fake project that Gary backs. He doesn't back it, but people believe it because his name does say Gary Vaynerchuk, has his picture. He just changed his picture on Twitter, but yeah. And then there's also fake VeeFriends accounts on Instagram. There's fake Gary accounts. There's fake accounts of my colleagues. So always make sure you're looking at the right account. The VeeFriends Instagram and Twitter is just VeeFriends. It's not VeeFriends token. Gary Vaynerchuk's is Gary at Gary V. So please always make sure you're looking at the right stuff. If you're ever not sure, you can always ask in the Discord. You can always DM us on Instagram, I believe. I'm not sure if the DMs are open, but you can always ask around to make sure it's legit. But if you 99% of the time, it's going to be a scam if you get a random message about some minting or anything like that. And we'll get to what minting is as well in a couple slides, I think. Now, like Gary says a lot, Google is your mother. Google is your best friend with NFTs. Like, you're going to be doing a lot of research when you're getting into NFT space. It's not so simple to just go right in. Like, you got to do a lot of research, and Google is going to be your best friend with this. You could use YouTube as well, but most of the time Google will link you YouTube videos if you ask a question. So please use Google. like Google will help you out a lot. If you have friends that are in the NFT space, the crypto space, ask your friends as well. Use your connections that you have and really make sure you learn. Spend at least 50 hours learning on what NFTs are, like any of this. What is mining? Who created Bitcoin? Like you can do all this research. Now, who created Bitcoin might not be something that's important that you need to know, but definitely do your research. Make sure you know what you're doing before you ever start buying anything. Now, here are the key terms that we've used. I said minting a couple times, so we'll go over what all these are. So the wallet address is it basically just links right to your wallet on the blockchain. I like to think of it as kind of like a shortcut. Like it's like a like if you go to, I think it's garyv.com/discord, it leads you to our Discord, discord.gg/VeeFriends. So it's kind of like a shortcut to your wallet on the blockchain. Gas, you can use this right here to see what gas is, but like to see what the gas price is in real time. But basically, when you're doing a transaction on the blockchain, people who mine Ethereum, you're paying them for to do the transaction. So it's kind of like you can call it a miner fee. We call it gas fees. So this happens on every transaction. And if you pay higher fees, your transaction will go faster. If you pay lower fees, it'll go slower. Minting is basically having the NFT created on the blockchain. So when you mint it, it's created, it's put on the blockchain. It is there. It is now on the blockchain. Yeah. So the secret phase we went over, we'll go over again. Never share this. This is like your social security or bank PIN in Web3. So you'll never have to share it. Once you create your wallet once and type it in, you'll never have to type it again. Yeah. And then NFTs or tokens are the non-fungible token. We went over that at the beginning. And then sign in. So when you're making any transaction, you'll have to sign with your wallet. We kind of showed what that sign in was. We showed what it looked like to connect. You kind of have to sign to connect when you're connecting to a website, or if you're doing any transactions, you'll have to sign your wallet. If you have the ledger, you'll have to do a second step of signing. That's one part of the security. Now, here is an index of all the important resources that we have. Like I said, this PowerPoint's shared with you guys. I think Tyler posted in the beginning. If you guys need it again, you can ask, and Tyler would love to drop it. But one thing we will go over is the VeeFriends collection breakdown. This is something for anyone who maybe doesn't know what VeeFriends is and wants to learn a little bit more. Hopefully this loads. Awesome. All right. So VeeFriends Series 1, Gary had planned this out before the launch, and we launched it on May 11th last year. So it's getting close to a year. And there are 10,255 of these tokens with 268 original characters that Gary hand drew. So all of these tokens, if you own a VeeFriends Series 1, you will be able to get a free VCon ticket for each year that there's a VCon. And VCon is a mega conference, a super conference that Gary will be hosting for 3 years. So if you own a VeeFriends Series 1, you get a ticket to each one. And these have already minted. They're already sold out. You can buy them through OpenC, which is that marketplace we showed before. All of our official links are on our social pages, and they're in the Discord as well. So please make sure you're always on the official page before you buy anything. We'll go down to book games now. So on August 27th, Gary had this live stream. I was on vacation. And I was like, what is going on? So Gary dropped his new book, 12 and a half. And on August 27th is when the pre-sale launched, and you had a 1-day, 24-hour promotion period to buy books. And if you bought 12, for every 12 books you bought, you would get one NFT. So 93 days later, the NFTs were born, and they were on layer 2, which we have resources on how to learn what that is through here. You can learn them with the resources, but basically there are 125,000 of these, and there were a lot of books sold, over 1 million copies of the book sold. And with book games, you can burn them. Burning basically means you delete it off the blockchain. So basically you exchange it. You can exchange it for things on our exchange. Like you can exchange it for a real life Kobe Bryant rookie card. I don't know if there's any of those left, but that was like something that was there, I believe. LeBron James rookie cards. So you can exchange those tokens for that, and then those tokens will be burnt, deleted. They'll be deleted off the blockchain. And then VeeFriends Series 2, we don't have a lot of info on it yet. It's still being developed, but in spring 2022, so this year, VeeFriends Series 2 will be the next VeeFriends series to launch. They will cost under $1,000 USD in ETH. It will be in ETH. And these will not have the conference access. This is more of a way to get more people into the VeeFriends ecosystem, because Gary didn't anticipate for VeeFriends 1 to cost what it costs now. Because if you go to OpenC, I think the floor is like 13 Ethereum, and Ethereum's like $3,000. So it's around like $39,000-$40,000. 13.4 is the floor. Thank you. So it's over $40,000 for a VeeFriend 1, and Gary didn't anticipate that. So that's why VeeFriends 2 will hopefully, VeeFriends Series 2 will hopefully allow more people to get into the project. And I believe that is it for the PowerPoint. So now we can start transitioning into the Q&A portion of this. We have until we have another 24 minutes or so to ask questions. I will stop sharing. And so if you guys have any questions, you can click the reactions thing at the bottom, and you can click raise hand, and then we can call on you in no particular order. We'll start with Cash first. I'll ask you to unmute, and then it should allow you to unmute. How's it going, Cash?
Feeling great. Happy Friday, everyone. Thank you for the presentation. My question was, when we're doing our own research, how do we know that that research is reputable? I know that when you're buying NFTs, like so far, like I know like to do research, it's on that Twitter page, and like their link in their bio of their Twitter page, and to view their Discord and like reading their Discord. What are some other ways to do research effectively about an NFT collection?
Yeah, so you named some of the main stuff. So like they'll have their links in their bio, so you can check their website. One main thing that's always good to look out for is, are they showing who they are? Or do they have their reputation on the line? So the word that people use is doxed. So like if they're kind of anonymous, and in crypto has always been like a thing where like everybody's anonymous, but with NFTs, it's kind of like flip-flopped. It's pretty crazy. So when I'm investing, I always look at, do the people behind the project show who they are? Like, are they really putting their reputation on their line, or are they just anonymous? And because like if they're anonymous and they decide to not follow through with the project after everybody buys, then your money's gone. So that's like a main thing, is, are they actually putting something on the line? Are they putting the reputation on the line? And the second thing is, you can kind of, sometimes what I like to do is search the name of the project on Twitter and just see what people are tweeting about. So there's a lot of, you never want to listen to the big name people just because sometimes they might be wrong, but you can see what other people's opinions are on it. You can search Twitter by like the top comments or the top tweets that mention it, and you can just see what people are mentioning, and kind of get a pulse of it. And sometimes the Discord helps too, like just sitting in the general chat, like what's the vibe of the general chat. Like sometimes people are just, it's just chaos, like everybody's just rude to each other, and then that's a project, regardless of the art or anything, if it's just not like a good vibe or a good community, it's just not something I want to put my money into. So that's the second thing. And then the things that you mentioned, like checking their roadmap. A lot of projects like to overpromise, and you can really think like, is that even plausible? Like some things that people say is, and then so yeah, those are like the main things. Does that answer your question?
Yeah, definitely. I actually fallen victim to that. I put like a good amount on the NFT and it kind of flopped where the activity just plummeted after it minted. So yeah, but that you
Yeah.
did help the question, so thank you.
Yeah, I guess one thing to add on to that too is there are some projects that say, "Oh, we're backed by Gary V." Like that's just one of those scams. Like Gary would openly say that he is, if he is. You'll never. There's like Instagram ads that you'll see where it says like, "Oh, Gary's back in." I think the most recent one was like Prime Ape Society or something. Gary's not back in that project, and they also say like Cristiano Ronaldo's back in it. I don't even think he's in the NFT space. So there's just a lot of red flags with those kind of projects. But yeah,
Okay, great. Thank you. Have a good weekend.
you as well. Thank you for joining. All right. On to the next OP.
Yep, I was thinking like, what's your team's take on the environmental side of things these NFTs cause?
Environmental sake, I haven't done too much research on that. So one thing that Ethereum is working on doing is making it so they're trying to make Ethereum 2.0, which will pretty much cut 99% of the carbon emissions. So it's something that they're actively working on to fix. So yeah, does that kind of answer, like that's something that I've researched a little bit, but yeah, does that kind of answer that part a little bit?
Yeah.
Tyler, do you have anything to input maybe? If you don't, that's fine. But yeah, that is something that I think the community of any NFT project should know more of, because it is important. But that is something that Ethereum, for example, is specifically working on to try to get rid of, like cancel out like 99% of those carbon emissions, which will be amazing when it happens. But yeah, Tyler said in the chat, we're always monitoring things like that and trying to make the best decision overall. Thank you for the question. That was a great question. David, I'm going to unmute you.
All right, thank you. Hi guys. Quick question. Do you think it is relatable and it could be like some security to join that DAO before launching a known project, like to get some experience, or what's your advice on it?
You're saying joining a DAO for the experience? Yeah. Okay. So I personally never. No, I've joined a DAO. So DAOs are pretty cool. For anyone who doesn't know, I think what does it stand for? It's a decentralized autonomous organization. So basically, the community, the people who are invested into it, control what happens. Like they vote. If you own one of the NFTs for the DAO, you vote on what you guys do, like what the community does. Um, I don't think DAOs are a bad thing to invest in. Now, like we've always said, always do your research on what you're buying. But there are some great DAOs out there. I think Noun DAO might be the most known one. It's the most successful one. And that's one you can maybe even look into. It's the price floor is insane, but you can at least look into it just to see what they've done and kind of get a gist of, what the best DAO does and see you can compare that to other DAOs that are being made. But DAOs are pretty cool because what was that? A DAO? So a DAO is a decentralized autonomous organization. So the way I look at it is you invest with other people and you have a pool of money and then you guys decide on what to buy. It's kind of like an investment thing. So they'll buy high-end NFTs. So whether that is a popular NFT like a VeeFriend or a Bored Ape or CryptoPunk, those are all like blue chip NFTs. The DAO I recommended to David, it was Noun DAO. I'll type it in the chat for you. But yeah, so DAOs are a cool thing to look into. Always do your research on everything, of course. But that was a great question. Thank you for asking. All right. If anybody still has questions, you can click the reactions thing and you can click the raise hand button and I will get to you. And I'll also look at the chat too if you want to just drop it in the chat and I can answer those as well. Avi?
Hey man, thanks. Great presentation. Good to
Thank
get
you.
to hear some stuff. I was just going to ask if you have a book games token, that's going to give you some access to early access for VeeFriends 2. Is that right? Do we just are we still to find things out about that, or is there more information?
It's kind of like a I don't know what the exact system is called, but it's kind of like if you own a book games, you have a chance of getting on the Friends Pass, so it's not guaranteed. But the more book games tokens you have, the higher chance of you getting that Friends Pass, which is the whitelist, the pre-sale. So yeah, so it doesn't guarantee it, but it does give you a chance. If you don't have one, you don't have a chance unless you have a VeeFriends 1, which stuff will be coming out soon about that.
Perfect. Thanks, man.
No problem. Brighton, I'm gonna unmute you.
Hey, can you hear me okay?
Yes.
So one of the things that I was just talking about in the chat a minute ago was that you mentioned something about it being on the blockchain. And from my understanding of what the blockchain is it's an actual like code-based ledger of who has the most updated form of the blockchain, meaning that when you transfer something like USD into Ethereum, you're putting your money into code-based Ethereum, correct?
I think I'm understanding right. So yeah, like code-based, yeah, because so Ethereum was built on I don't know if it was called a smart contract. I'm not sure exactly, but so it's like it's made from a code. It's decentralized, so like they can't delete it, but it's on the blockchain. Yes, Tyler can make sure, but I'm like pretty confident with that it is.
Okay, so I guess what's confusing me is like Tyler kind of chimed in on this in the chat, and he said that like the term being on the blockchain is being used kind of like on the internet, right? But the thing about that, right, is if I post something to the internet, that's very vague to me, right? Like that's like saying I could post it to Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, whatever, right?
Mm-hmm.
But in the idea of NFTs and what they're doing specifically with that, is it all based in the same Ethereum blockchain, or are people doing like different projects on different blockchains? Because that's what I thought the difference between like Bitcoin and Ethereum was, is there were different blockchain technologies, right?
Yep. Yeah. So, were you finished your question? Sorry.
No. Yeah.
Okay.
I mean.
Yeah. So there are different blockchains. So with Ethereum, there are some like altcoins, which are kind of like I don't really know how to explain them best, but there are some altcoins that are on the Ethereum blockchain. But there is a Bitcoin blockchain. There is a what was it? There's an XRP blockchain. Like there's blockchains for all like the big coins out there as well. So Ethereum is I think the most used one for NFTs. Solana is like another popular one, I believe. I've definitely heard a lot from Solana. So there are other on the Ethereum mainnet, there are different layers. So like book games, for example, they're on layer 2, which is on Immutable X, and so that's a layer on the Ethereum mainnet.
Okay, so if you don't mind, I don't want to take too much time, but
no worries.
On that note of things, okay, so to say that something's on the blockchain more specifically would be to say that it's on the Ethereum blockchain, or it's on the Bitcoin blockchain, or something like that, or one of the other coin bases, right?
Yeah.
So my question is this, okay, if you have an NFT project that you're trying to go about yourself, right? And obviously, you're probably going to want to convert that into a blockchain that has a little more reputable, like Ethereum or something like that.
Yep.
And if I were to go about producing an NFT project, right?
Mm-hmm.
Where would I have to? And this might not be the best question for you, but maybe somebody in the chat would know or something. Where would I have to start to actually be able to convert like a PDF file or whatever it may be into the blockchain code base for it.
Yeah, so I'm not of course, the best one to answer this, but so the easiest way to, you can upload a picture and make it an NFT right now is on OpenC. Now that's under their own contract, their own smart contract. It's not going to be your own individual one. But you can go to OpenC.io right now, connect your wallet, and you can create your own collection and just upload, if you're a photographer, you can upload pictures you took. So OpenC is like the easiest to get your feet in the water. If you want to release like a project with its own smart contract, I don't know the answer to that, but yeah. Was that helpful?
Okay. Yeah, that was helpful, and I apologize for the noise in the background.
You're all
that
good.
was actual coins drop in the background.
You're all good. I appreciate the question.
Yeah, thank you for your time. This was very helpful and very insightful. I appreciate it.
Awesome. Someone posted a link in the chat that might be helpful.
Thank you.
Take care. All right. Chrissy asked, how do you buy NFTs to earn the most profit? So let me read the rest of the question. For instance, some people will hold crypto in hopes that the price goes up. Do NFTs work the same way? Yeah, NFTs work in the same sense of, at the end of the day, you really don't know, right? Like you're betting on the jockey, not the horse. So the jockey is the person doing it. So Gary V's like the jockey of VeeFriends. Like he's like, we're betting on, am I wording that right? Right. We're investing on what they're gonna do. So it's like a gamble, but it's not. It's an investment. It's like investing into a stock. So like you could buy whatever a popular stock is, and they have a bad month in revenue, the price of the stock could go down. So it's an investment. There are some patterns that you may notice where like certain NFTs, like VeeFriends, it minted, the cheapest they were bought at was 0.5 Ethereum, which I think Ethereum was like 4,000 at the time. So it was like $2,000, and the cheapest one now is 4,000. So, and then there's also projects that minted at 0.1 ETH and are now 0.0001 ETH. So it's a lot of research into seeing like what projects, could, like what projects have that reputation that they're willing to lose, that they're putting their reputation on the line. And sometimes they are like people that are known outside the NFT space. Now some of those people may not know NFTs the best. Gary did a lot of research beforehand, so he was like kind of like one of those people that he came into the space and he knew what he was doing, and people bought VeeFriends because they believed in him and they believed in his vision. So it's just a lot of research that goes into it, and a lot of, at the end of the day, you could do the most research and think the project's going to be great, and it could end up not being good. So it's always, you always want to invest money you're willing to lose. That's something you'll always see in the NFT space. Don't invest money you can't lose, because just like the stock market, you could have bought GameStop when it was at its high and then held it until it was at its low, and then it's like you just lost that money. So you never really know at the end of the day. Someone asked in the chat, hey, what's up? I'm a music artist, and my question is, how can I go about selling my music as an NFT? I don't know what the platform is. I think there was a platform for music NFTs. Yeah, I'm not sure the exact, but I think you could maybe search music NFT on Twitter and just see what people are tweeting about, and you might be able to contact some people through that and find what the best platforms are, and make some connections that way, and then get your music into the space. Sorry, it wasn't as helpful as an answer, but I wish I knew the answer to it. Zion said famous_Dill is huge in the NFT space for music. What is the best way to sell NFTs that include a physical product? So I don't know if there's really a best way, because you could make an NFT on OpenC and say you're going to give something, or someone could do that and say they're going to give something and then not. So you could really do it anywhere. You could now if you were to make a project and have its own smart contract, that smart contract, you have to pay someone to do that unless you learn it. And then like you can have it say in the smart contract, like this is something we'll do. But at the end of the day, it's just, does the project you're investing in, or do you actually follow through with that? So I think it's more of like a hearsay. Like if you buy this, like with VeeFriends, Gary has the FaceTime flies or the fives, and those happened yesterday. So if you bought one of those, you get a 5-minute FaceTime with Gary. So Gary said if you own one of these, you'll be able to sign up with FaceTimes. And on the website, you would connect your wallet and you can claim when you want to do the FaceTime. There's certain days. So I don't think there's a best way to do it. It's just more of like a trust, like, does the person buying my NFT trust that I'm going to do this? And that's with any NFT. They could say they're going to make a game. They might not ever make a game. So that goes with like the physical product as well. If anybody does have any questions, we have 5 more minutes. You can click the reaction and raise your hand, or you can ask it in the chat. I opened my MetaMask on mobile. Now I want to open it on my laptop, and it directs with your seed phrase. So with the MetaMask, if you make it on your mobile and then on your laptop, it will require you to type in your seed phrase. I think there is like a bypass for it with like a QR. I personally don't like the QR stuff. So you would have to type in your seed phrase. Just make sure you're downloading it through metamask.io like the video showed. And then make sure you type it in the right order and you should be fine. And then you can either log in with your face, or on your phone you can do the face scan, but on the computer you'll always have to type in your password to log in. Ricardo, I'm going to unmute you.
Hey, what's up, man? Thank you for all of the expertise and everything you've been sharing. It's pretty awesome.
No problem.
I had a couple questions, but I guess I narrowed it down to a big one. So when I go onto OpenC and I click on a project that I'm interested in, I wanted to go buy it. It's like I couldn't really figure out how to buy it, because the little button, the blue button that shows, it's like a copy link or something like that. So where can I get some better information on how to, the actual process of purchasing an NFT?
I think I might have an article for that. Let me find it real quick.
All right. And if you don't mind, when I first started in this, which is like maybe a year ago, I didn't know anything that I was doing. All I know is that I wanted to get in, and then I would take the time to learn after that. So I bought a ton of crypto, 25 or so different tokens and coins, right?
Yeah.
I've learned a lot more now. I've spread a lot of money out over a bunch of different things. Can I trade those things into like Ethereum and Bitcoin, or do I pretty much have to sell them?
So depending on the coin and depending on where you bought them, you should be able to just swap them for your Ethereum.
So I use Binance.us.
Yep, you should be able to swap through there. Okay. It's not going to use, I don't think Binance actually swaps it. Like it would use like a third party, but it's through Binance. And you could swap it right for Ethereum. There should be like a swap function, and you can click swap.
Okay.
And then you put what you have. You can click all, and then you can change it to swap to Ethereum. And then you can swap it to Ethereum, and then you can transfer it over to a MetaMask, or if you want to stick with Binance, you could do that as well.
And you can't use Bitcoin to buy most NFT projects.
Yeah,
right?
I don't think there's any NFT projects on the Bitcoin blockchain. So I think Ethereum is the main one.
Thank you, man. I appreciate it.
Yep, I posted the link in the chat for you. If you still have issues with it, you can. Are you in the Discord?
No, I'm not yet.
Okay, you can reach out to. I guess you can reach out to me on Twitter or email. I'll post my email in the chat. Anyone can reach out with questions if you guys have them. Let me make sure I type it right. And then there's the Discord as well that Tyler put in the chat if anyone wants to join that. But there's my email. I did post the link as well. Let me post it again for you, just so you see it. But yeah, thank you for the questions. Any last minute questions? Benjamin? I can't hear you. It does say you're unmuted, but I guess it's not. I might have to ask you to unmute again. I can't hear you. Maybe ask it in the chat, or if you can figure out. Is Series 2 also dropping on the ETH chain? Yes, it is dropping on the Ethereum mainnet. Joe, for the VeeFriends Series 2 question, if we are selected for the Friends Pass, do we mint from the VeeFriends website? I'm like 99.9% sure it will be on the VeeFriends website, which is veefriends.com. But we will post the info on that when the time comes. We'll post exactly where you got to do it. The advantages of hot versus cold wallets. So hot wallets are used, like they're like the most used because it's very easy to use. It's connected to your browser, so you can connect to a website. The hardware wallet or the cold wallet is used for kind of like the security aspect. So a lot of people call it their vault in the NFT space because it's it's encrypted onto like a device, or it's not on the device, but you use the device to use it to do any transactions. So the cold wallet is more used for like the storage and the security aspect of it, and it's not as easy to use. It has like an extra step, but yeah, that's the main differences between the two. You'll definitely want one of both. Erwin, I do not have the answers to that yet. I think Tyler said more info will be coming on that. But yeah, it looks like it is just past 1. So if you guys do have any other questions, you can always ask them in the Discord, which is garyvee.com/discord or discord.gg/vfriends. As well as you can always email me. I put my email in the chat. It's corso@vfriends.com. But I do appreciate everybody coming by. If you want to watch this video back, it will be posted on the YouTube either tonight or tomorrow morning. All the socials are at VeeFriends. So Twitter's at VeeFriends, Instagram's at VeeFriends, TikTok's at VeeFriends. And then veefriends.com is the website. So thank you everybody for coming out. I hope you guys have a great rest of your Friday. If it's Saturday for you, have a great Saturday. And we'll see you in the Discord or see you at the next session.